Want to know what bad luck looks like? Well, it's the week you get a BMW M car and it's just constantly raining all week. But this is an SUV, so we should be okay. My name is Omar and this is the 2022 BMW X3 M competition. Now, a few months back, I reviewed the X3 M40i, and in that video, I said that the M40i was powerful enough where you don't really need the X3M. But do I still believe that? The X3 M40i makes 382 horsepower, while the real X3M makes 473, and if you throw in the competition package, you get a total of 503 horsepower. The real M gets BMW's S58 engine, while the X3 M40i gets the B58. And both are exceptional engines offering you outstanding levels of performance. When I tested the X3 M40i, I hit 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. BMW says that the X3M will hit 60 in 3.9 seconds, while the competition one that I'm driving here will do it in 3.7 seconds. So yes, if you're at a red light racing every single day for pink slips, then going for the real M will make a big difference in your life. And of course, there is more to performance than just 0 to 60 numbers. There is much more that BMW's M team has done to make the X3M a real M car. And they better have, because going for the X3M over the M40i will cost you an extra $13,000. So, is that extra 13 grand worth it? Let's find out. Let me give you a quick tour of the X3M competition. I'll show you all the upgrades that have been made for the 2022 model year, and then we'll hit the road again and I'll tell you whether or not if you should go for the B58 or the S58. All right, let's do this. All right, so let's kick it off like we always do by talking about the pricing details so you know what you're working with. So to get into the performance side of the X3, you can start off with the X3 M40i that starts at $59,950. Now, once you get into the real M world, you're looking at a starting price tag of $72,900, and from there you can add on the competition package that will tack on an extra 7 grand for a total price tag of $79,900. As tested here, you're looking at a final price tag of $87,000, which yeah, is pretty up there. And as always, as we go along, I'll tell you what adds on to the price of my test model here. And let's start off with the competition side of things. While the regular X3M makes 473 horsepower and 457 pound-feet of torque, the competition package will increase that output to 503 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. For that extra 7 grand, you'll also get to pick between two different 21-inch wheels, which is an upgrade from the regular X3M, which comes with 20-inch wheels. You'll also get the extended Shadowline trim that will black out all the chrome, the grille surrounds, to make it look more stealth. Inside, you get the upgraded M Sport seats, and I gotta say, not only are they pretty comfortable, but they look absolutely stunning. You can get them in different colors. The one on my test model here is called Tartufo, and in my opinion, this is the best color option. Now, inside, the competition package also throws on the M seat belts with the M stripes, which is definitely a must-have in an M car. And last but not least, you get the M Sport exhaust system. Let's take a listen to how that sounds really quick. Alright, so let's check out this interior. For 2022, the X3M models get the same updates you see on other 2022 X3s. And if you've been a fan of the X3 interior, don't worry, not much has changed. The biggest difference is right here in the center stack, where the climate controls have been moved up right below the infotainment system to keep the layout in line with newer BMW models. Other than that, it continues to be the comfortable and spacious X3 that we've come to know and love. Hop in the second row and you're working with 36.4 inches of legroom. I'm about 6 foot tall. That is my seating position. As you can see, I have a good amount of room. It's actually really comfortable back here. Let's check out the cargo space. To pop open the trunk, you just use a button located right here below the BMW logo. And once you get it opened, you have 28.7 cubic feet behind the second row. And with the second row down, you have 62.7, which is actually pretty spacious. That said, I gotta say, I really like the layout of this interior more as compared to the new BMW interiors you're starting to see on the iX, the 7 Series with the giant skateboard size display. I'm gonna kind of miss this. This one just feels more simple to navigate around. Now, as standard, you get heated seats in the front, but if you want ventilated seats, that'll be an extra $500. My test model here has the executive package for an extra $3,650, and that will add on heated rear seats, and it will also give you a heated steering wheel to keep your hands nice and warm. It'll also give you this giant panoramic sunroof, which really opens up this interior quite a bit. In the back, your rear passengers will get to enjoy some privacy with manual peasant blockers and hater shades. And then the executive package also adds on some extra tech, including a heads-up display. It'll add on gesture control, which I always end up turning off because it's pretty sensitive. It will also give you Park Assistant Plus that will let you automatically park your expensive X3M competition, and it will also let you back out of a spot just by hitting this button, and it will just retrace the step that you followed to park it. By the way, it's worth mentioning that if you want other driver assist tech like adaptive cruise control, partial automatic steering, you'll have to add on the Driver Assistance Professional package for an extra $1,700, which my test model doesn't have, and I think it's worth it. And then of course the camera game is also very strong. You obviously have a rear view camera, you also have a 360 view camera, but you also have the 3D surround view camera that will let you sit there and circle around your X3M competition to make sure you parked it perfectly and you don't end up scratching those really, really expensive wheels. That said, in terms of tech, it's pretty straightforward in here, and nothing will change for the 2023 model year either. It's not going to get that skateboard style screen at all. You've got a 12.3-inch center touchscreen display that houses the iDrive 7 infotainment system. You get standard wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. You also get BMW's native navigation system, and you can also hop in and adjust all of your M settings in here and customize your M1 and M2 buttons. But yeah, in my opinion, this is still one of the easiest and most straightforward infotainment system to use in the luxury segment. I think it's much simpler and easier than the new set of BMWs using going forward. The other screen you have in here is your 12.3-inch digital instrument display, which should be pretty familiar if you've been in newer BMW models. And since this is an M model, you also have two viewing modes, including Road and Sport. And if you pop it into Road and Sport, it also customizes your driver assist tech, but yeah, it also changes the digital instrument display graphics. Now really quick, let's talk about the exterior design of the X3M competition. I personally think the new X3 looks awesome. I mean, it's come a very long way. You guys remember when the X3 used to be that boring entry-level BMW SUV that didn't look exciting at all? Now the X3 is still in its third generation, and BMW has made some really nice upgrades to make it look more grown-up and elegant, and the M model here does a great job of looking sporty and luxurious at the same time. By the way, the reason my test model here probably looks as good as it does is because of the Frozen Marina Bay Blue metallic color. It costs an extra $4,500, and I think it's worth it. It looks good no matter what, whether there is direct sunlight hitting it or if it's cloudy outside. Other than that, you get these nice set of BMW LED headlamps that look really sharp. That said, the rear angle of the X3 and the X3M are my favorite, and it's not because you have some crazy looking exhaust system or rear diffuser. It's because of these new Halo Energy Sword style taillights. These are by far one of my favorite BMW taillight designs in quite some time. Now, before we go for a drive and I give you my opinion on whether or not if you should go for the B58 or the S58, let me point out a few important daily ownership highlights that I'll have to show all of you. You have 4 cup holders, 2 in the front right there, and then you have 2 in the back in the armrest right there. Here are what the keys look like to the X3M competition. You have your M color logos right there, but yeah, same old BMW key. Door close sound from the outside and the inside. BMW solid. Charging game wise, you have a USB-A port right there. A wireless charger, which is optional, would be right here. If you need a USB-C port, you have one right here in the front in the center armrest. In the back, you have 2 USB-C ports. And of course, let's do an indicator and horn sound test. Indicator first. Same old BMW indicator. Now for the horn sound. That's solid. I like it. All right, here we go. Now, if you're debating whether or not if you should go for the X3 versus the X4, I recommend going for the X3. Not only do you have more space in here, but I think the X3 just looks better than the X4. That's just my opinion. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, unlike the X3 M40i, where you can just circle through some drive modes, the X3 M and N competition require a little bit more finesse, therapy, and love. And that's the case with every M car now. You have to sit there and customize everything to the way you drive it. First up, you hit the setup button right here. That will bring up a screen in the infotainment where you can go through and adjust the mode for everything, including the engine, the chassis, the steering, and you can pick between efficient, sport, and sport plus. Now, the good news is that you don't have to do this every single time that you get in here. You could just save 2 different mashups into the M1 or M2 buttons right here on the steering wheel. M1 can be your chill, I'm just going for a little comfortable drive with a little bit of kick if you want to put the engine into Sport and Sport Plus. And then M2 can be your bat out of hell, I just want to go crazy. You just push it and everything gets maxed out into Sport Plus and you're off. And this is where that extra $13,000 is definitely worth it. The power delivery is just so instant and so quick. This thing really hustles. It's crazy how precise the throttle response is. You wouldn't expect an X3 to move like this, but it does. And the handling is outstanding. I gotta say that the X3M handles a lot better than the AMG GLC 63. My stuff is sliding around in the trunk. BMW's M team is exceptional at balancing everything out. But again, most people buying this won't be driving like this every single day or even taking it out on the track, because they can't do half the stuff this is capable of legally out on the roads. The reason they will go for the X3M or the X3M competition is simply for bragging rights, which is okay if that's your thing. I totally understand. And yeah, you'll have the comfort of knowing that you can beat every other compact luxury SUV out on the road. Just keep in mind that it will cost you an extra $13,000. As spec'd here, you're looking at right under $90,000, which is very similar to the Porsche Macan GTS that I recently tested. So yeah, you can either look cool in a BMW X3M competition or a Porsche Macan GTS. The choice is yours. That said, the X3M is definitely more spacious and useful than the Porsche Macan. But yeah, I'll say this thing is absolutely really fun to drive. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the X3M isn't worth it at all. If you got one or if you're thinking of getting one, you're absolutely going to love it. It does offer more performance and more excitement than the M40i. Just make sure that you'll tap into that performance and excitement as often as possible, because again, it will cost you an extra 13 grand. Because beyond the extra performance, the overall experience in here is the same as another powerful X3 that costs under $60,000. Either way, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. My handle is @OmarDrives. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace. And for everyone that's saying that this is the M3 of SUVs, it's not. The M3 is an M3. M4 is an M4. Let's leave that alone. This is not an M3 SUV or an M4 SUV. If you want an M3 or an M4 style drive, just buy those.